Hi, kiddies. Let's start our today's session. The topic for the day is examining data from Unit 2B, handling data. I repeat, the topic for the day is examining data. So from the topic itself, it's crystal clear that what we are going to do in our today's session. Some data might be giving and you are examining the data and finding the information. So let's start with our introductory part. Yes. The first definition or the first information for you is about bar line graph. What is a bar line graph? A bar line graph is similar to bar chart, but lines are used instead of wider bars to show the information. So bar line graph means you are already familiar with bar chart. So bar line graph means it is a combination of bars and lines. How a bar line graph looks like is a bar line graph is similar to a bar chart, but the only difference is but lines are used instead of wider bars. In a bar chart, we use bars to represent the information or data, and the bars looks like a little more wider. Bar line graph means in that bar line graph we use lines instead of wider bars. So if you are showing or if you are watching a graph where lines are used to represent the information, then you can name that particular graph as bar line graph. Next is about frequency. Frequency means is how often something happens. Frequency means it is a number of times or how many times or how often something happens, which means the number of time that that particular thing is happening in within certain time period. So frequency means how often something happens. Next is frequency table. So just before you learn what is frequency, that is how often something happens. Now what is frequency table means? It is a table used to record frequency data. In frequency definition, I told that it is how often something happens. So how often means number of times. So frequency table is a table used to record frequency data. Like for example, within 10 minutes, how many times it happened. So you are writing 10 within 10 minutes. The frequency is 5 times. 5 times it happened. So for recording all these frequency, you need a frequency table. That is what you meant by a frequency table. So this is about the introductory part regarding the concept examining data. Now we will move on to application level. Here comes the very first question. Kristy bakes cakes and sell at cafe. The pictogram shows the number of cakes she baked on 4 days. How many cakes did Kristy bake in total? And this is a pictogram which gives you an idea how Kristy bakes cakes and sells at cafe. So in this pictogram, it shows the number of cakes baked on different days from Monday to Thursday, and where the one cake equals 10 cakes. Now, what we need to find over here is we need to find the total number of cakes that Kristy baked in total. So for finding the total number of cakes, we want to know the number of cakes she baked on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday specifically. Then only we can sum up all together and find the total number of cakes baked on or baked in total. So shall we start doing the answer? Okay, we will begin the answer with the given details. That is 1 cake equals 10 cakes. Now the very first step is we are going to find the total number of cakes baked on Monday. So you can see this is that data represents the total number of cakes baked on Monday, and 1 cake equals 10 cakes. And here you can see a half cake. So half of 10 is 5. So the half cake resembles 5 cakes. So shall we start? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 75. So cakes baked on Monday is 75. What about Tuesday? 10, 20, 30, 35. So that is 35. What about Wednesday? 10, 20, 30, and 40. So cake baked on Wednesday is 40. If so, the number of cakes baked on Thursday is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 65. So now we got the number of cakes baked on different days. Now it's very easy to find the total number of cakes baked. How? Just sum up the number of cakes baked on different days. So that is cakes baked in total gives you 75 plus 35 plus 40 plus 65 gives you a total 215 cakes. Is this clear? This is your very first question. Hope it is clear for you. Now we will move on to second question. Here comes your second question. In a survey, the students at Gateway School chose their favorite drink. The graph shows the results of the survey. Use the graph to answer the questions. And this is your graph. In this graph, it is about favorite fruit drink, and in the x-axis, it shows you the data of number of learners. In y-axis, type of drink, where you can see a variety of drinks like pineapple, orange, mango, and lemon. So what we need to find over here is, let's see, how many learners chose mango? B part. How many more learners chose orange drink than pineapple drink? C part. How many learners took part in the survey? So these are the questions we need to find the answer with the help of this chart or this graph. So shall we begin? Yes. The very first question is, how many learners chose mango? So we have to concentrate on the mango details. Before that, see in the x-axis, it is marked like 0, 50, 100 and 150. These are the major markings. But in between 0 and 50, you can see small divisions. What it represents? In a graph, all the divisions are equally divided. So if this is 0, this is 50, then all these four gaps looks like 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140 and 150. So now you know how to calculate. So let's start with our A part. How many learners chose mango? So the mango is somewhere, yes, it is here, and the line stopped or stuck over here. So when you point out that on x-axis, it is somewhat over here, mid of here. So that is 50, 60, 70. It is not on 70, exceeded 70, but in the mid. So we will be writing the number of learners chose mango as 75. Now, the very next question, the B part is, how many more learners chose orange drink than pineapple drink? So you want to find the number of learners who chose orange drink than pineapple drink. For that, we need to know how many learners chose orange drink, how many learners chose pineapple drink. Then only we can able to find out how many more learners chose orange drink than pineapple drink. So our first prior is to find the number of learners who chose orange drink. So let's concentrate on the orange drink. Yes, this is the marking and it's stuck somewhere here in the mid of here. So this is 150, then this marking will be 140 and it exceeded 140. So this is 145. So that is number of learners chose orange is 145, and the next we need to find is pineapple. Number of learners chose pineapple. Pineapple, yes, this is the marking and it's stopped over here, and this is 100, so this will be 90. So number of learners who chose pineapple is 90. Now we need to find out the number of learners chose orange drink than pineapple drink. For finding the answer, what you need to do over there is to just subtract 90 from 145. So that you will be getting the number of learners chose orange drink than pineapple. So that is 145 minus 90, or you are subtracting or you are taking away 90 from 145 gives you the remaining number or number of learners as 55. C part, how many learners took part in the survey? How many learners took part in the survey means we need to find the total number of learners who took part in the survey. For that, we need to find out how many learners chose lemon, how many learners chose mango, how many learners chose orange, and how many learners chose pineapple. After that, sum up all the number, you will be getting the number of learners who took part in the survey. So that is, yes, concentrate on lemon. Lemon stuck somewhere here. That is after 100, the mid. Okay, that is 105. Mango. Mango is over here, the mid of this portion. So this is 50, 60, 70. 70 after 70 it exceeded 75. And orange and pineapple we already find out. So the lemon, the number of learners shows lemon is 105 and mango is 75. So that is 105 plus 75 plus 145 plus 90 gives you a total number of learners who took part in the survey as 415 learners. So this is about our second question. Is this clear? Shall we move to the very next question? Okay, here comes your third question. Three students measured the height and recorded the information in a table. That is the learner and height. You can see it's Moira as 138 centimeter, Olivia as 121 centimeter, and the Perveen as 154 centimeter. So these are the learner's name and their heights in centimeters. And these are the three different graphs that represents these data in three different ways. Okay, let's see what a question is. The three graphs below shows the information. Which one shows the results better? So from this three graph, you need to find out which one shows the result in a better way. Okay. So that is the learner and the height. So let us analyze the axis first. Yes, in every graph, the x-axis is learner and the y-axis is height in centimeter. Now the heights 138, 121 and 154. So it is in between 0 to 155 or 160. See for this for this marking in the y-axis from 0 to 160, here it is mentioned as 0 to 1600. So it gives you the result even though it is not that much clear, because you need to concentrate. See, this is 0 and 200. Between the 0 and 200, what is this marking? It's very difficult to find actually the exact number this line represents. It's very difficult. So this doesn't gives you a better idea. Now, what about this? Yes, it gives you the information from 0 to 160 so that you can easily find the height of each person. This line below, so you can conclude it as 138 centimeter and this as a 121 centimeter and this as 154 centimeter. Now coming over here, the third graph, see it starts from 0 and ends up 400. But can you find the height, exact height? You can find, but it's really tough to find because this is from 100 to 150. All the markings, or not all, most of the markings are in between this 150, and it's very hard to find what number actually it points out. So from this graph, I think graph 2 gives you a better idea about this tabular information. So what we can conclude over here? What we can conclude is graph 2, because all the available space is used productively to display the information. Why I stated like that? Because see here, they used a wide number of range from 0 to 1600. Is there any purpose? No. Most of the majority of the portion are see vacant over there. Then what's the purpose of making all these things? This much space is empty and they are utilizing only this much, and we don't even understand what number they are specifically mentioned over there. But see in this graph, They are predictively used all the available space and display the information crystal clear. It's very easy to find what actually the height of Olivia, Moira, and Pervin is what or how much. Here also less. Comparing to this, they have utilized much more space, even though all these spaces are not used as per productively. So I think the better graph is graph 2. If you have any other option than graph 2, if you think graph 1 or graph 3, just give me why you suggest graph 1 or graph 3. I suggest graph 2 and I stated this is my reason why I chose graph 2. If you have any other option, you can choose that, but the reason should be genuine, or else the answer will go wrong. Okay? So now we will move on to our next question. That is, this graph shows the number of learners who chose 4 activities during weekend holiday. Use the information on the graph to decide whether these statements are true. Give your answer as true or false. Okay. Is approximately 3 times as many learners chose cycling as chose swimming. B part, cycling was the most popular activity. C part, all the activities were chosen by more. Sailing is approximately double. D part, the number of learners who chose sailing is approximately double the number who chose running. E part, approximately 35 learners chose swimming. And this is your graph. Activities and the y-axis gives you a number like 20, 40, and 60. You need to find whether the given statements are true or false with the help of this graph. So shall we start doing the answer part? We will start the A part. Approximately 3 times as many learners chose cycling as chose swimming. So cycling and swimming. Cycling, yes, it is somewhat 55 because see, this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So it is in the mid of here. So that is 50 and 60. In between 50 and 60, so that is 55. So cycling 55. What about swimming? Swimming is over here and it is in between 30 and 40, so 35. Approximately 3 times means 55, like 35 multiplied by 3, and it should be greater than the number of cycling. So do you think that approximately 3 times as many learners chose cycling as chose swimming? No, because for 55 and 35, it, it is more closer. It doesn't show the 3 times difference and all. So the answer is false. Now, the B part, cycling was the most popular activity. Let's see. So by considering the graph, the line for the cycling is more higher. So it is the most popular activity. Yes. Now C part, all the activities were chosen by more. Sailing is approximately double. What is that? All the activities were chosen by more. Sailing is approximately double. All the activities were chosen by more. Yeah, obviously all the activities, most of them chose all the activities. That's why we got a graph like this. Sailing is approximately double. Sailing, where it is sailing, yes, sailing you can see it is around 30. And this is 35. This is 55. Running is like 15. So how we can say the statement is false because it is not approximately double. That is, here it is 55, the most popular activity. This is only 30. You can't say that all the activities were chosen by more. All the activities you are combining and comparing with sailing as approximately double. So it is not true. It's false. Because comparing all the activities means you are comparing swimming, running, cycling, and sailing. After that, you are comparing Sailing has approximately double. No, sailing is only less. So it is false. Now the D part. The number of learners who chose sailing is approximately double the number who chose running. Okay, let's analyze. Running is like 15 and sailing is like 30. So the number of learners who chose sailing is approximately double the number of who chose swimming. Yes, that is true. Why? Because running is like 15 and sailing is like 30. The double of 15 is 30. So that statement is true. Now, E part, approximately 35 learners chose swimming. Swimming. Yes, approximately, because it is in between 30 and 40 and it is shows in the mid. So, yes, true. Approximately 35 learners chose swimming. So, that's about your fourth question. Hope it is clear for you and a very simple question. Next comes a follow up activity for you. Draw a graph to best show this information from a survey of shoe size. And this is your graph, shoe size and frequency. Draw a graph to best show this information. So you can use a bar line graph. Okay? You can use a bar line graph to show this information for a survey of shoe size. In the x-axis, you can use shoe size or you can use frequency. That is up to your choice. Whatever is the x-axis, your marking should be your indicators also. If you are pointing shoe size, after putting the number as x-axis, below that write shoe size. The y-axis putting the number, write frequency. Then draw a bar line graph to show this information on that graph. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.